Hey guys, happy Friday. You guys made it. So, tomorrow I'm probably going to do like my favorite things for August, since tomorrow's the last day of the month. Um, and I think it'll be fun. But I figured I'm going to do something controversial today because why not, you know? And it's something I've never done before. And a friend of mine had posted on Facebook. I didn't want to use my own friends' comments because I didn't want, if any of them watch this, for them to get like offended if I disagree with them or start some sort of a fight. And please understand these are my opinions, and yeah, they're my opinions. And growing up, my grandma always told me everyone has an opinion, and most of them stink. They're like booties. So my opinions probably stink to some people, and that's okay. And I'm not gonna do the ones people use that said that were like really, really, what do you call it? High tension for people. I'm not even gonna do that. One of my friends had posted a thing and said, post unpopular opinions below, and the only thing you do is agree and disagree. And I thought, wouldn't that be funny if I kind of read what other people's opinions were and said my opinion and why? And then maybe you guys can learn a little bit about me. I mean, I think I'm pretty much an open book, but who knows? Maybe you'd be surprised. I don't know. So the first unpopular opinion is I think that too many people are worried about being right or the best, and we've lost the ability to truly unite as people, regardless of our differences and opinions. I have been saying this for months. Everybody wants to be right, and even if it's just, and the worst part about it is when you try to have a conversation with somebody about something, and you're just trying to state your opinion, they get angry and say you're trying to be right, and it's not what you're trying to do. You're just trying to make sure they understand where you're coming from, so they understand that you're not just having an opinion without some sort of background. I'm the type of person, I always feel like I have to explain myself, and I don't know why, but it's always my thing. And I don't know if it's because when I was younger, like I always felt like people were judging me no matter what I did. So I always felt like I just couldn't really just speak my mind without having to explain it. So maybe I explained too much a little bit, but there's certain people who they're very, 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 very stringent and strict in their thought processes. So when I try to have a conversation, I'm like, well, no, you don't understand. This is why I think this. And they're like, oh, well, you're just trying to be right, or you think you're right, or so you're not trying to meet in the middle. And I'm like, well, here's my thing. Is if I say to you, this is why I think this, and you say, this is why I think this, and then I can say, well, I can see why you would think that. Like, from your perspective, I get it. I still don't agree with you, but I understand now why you think that. Like, that's what I'm always looking for. But I tend to get people who don't want to have that discussion. They don't want, I don't know if they can't explain why I think that, or if they don't have like stuff to back it up, or if it's just, because I find it easier to disagree with somebody if I understand where they're coming from. If I think someone's just picked a side because it's popular or they heard it on the news, they did no research of their own, then I just tend to like, I can't take them seriously. Like, that's just me. Because I very much believe that people should educate themselves on the things they have opinions on. Like, if you're not educated in it, you can have like a, I don't like this because I just don't like it, but you can't have a strong opinion against something. And that, you can disagree with me on that. I'm sure that's an unpopular opinion. But anyhow, that's my answer to that one. The next one is I think most Facebook users put too much of their personal life out there to get more attention. I agree. I put very little of my personal life on Facebook, and I have friends who will message me because it will tell, like, in my tone how I write something that maybe I'm having a bad day. But for the most part, I just have very boring Facebook. Every once in a while, I'll get mad and I'll like share something and vent a little bit, but I'm venting about the situation, not venting about other people or talking about my life. So yeah, there's that. Somebody said I think the IRS should be abolished and replaced with a flat tax. Everyone pays their fair share that way. And the end result would be you basically pay what you can afford. And I have been saying this for like 10 years. For 10 years, I've been saying if you take the number of American citizens, I think I had it figured out at one point to write down the percentage point we would need to charge as a flat tax. It was like 5%. Here's the thing. I will pay 5% more for a car or, clothes or whatever if they're giving me back that couple $100 they take out every week. You know what I mean? Like, if they're not taking that money off the top. Now, The people that's going to hurt probably the most are people who don't have an income where the taxes get taken out because they're not getting money into their check, but they've always had that money and they were supposed to be putting it away for savings to pay into taxes anyways. So it still would all sort of even out. Um, and I mean, basically, if the government did a real shakedown and said, okay, these are the necessary programs, let's cut these frivolous things, and this is how much we need to operate. This is how people are in the country. This is, this is what we're going to charge as an income tax. That would just make it fair because then if you can afford a boat, then you can afford the extra 5% on it. If you can't afford the extra 5%, then you don't need a boat. Like, it would just adjust how people spend stuff. And then it would just make it fair because people buying the bigger things, so the more money. So somebody's buying like a $10,000 pair of shoes from Versace, they can pay the extra 5% on that $10,000 pair of shoes. Whereas you and I mean, I don't think I have any subscribers who can afford a $10,000 pair of shoes. We'll go buy our $50 pair of shoes or $20 pair of shoes and pay that 5% because that's in our budget. And I think it would increase people's spending power. It would help families who are technically what they call working poor because they'll have that money back in their check. And I think overall it would just be good for the country. Just my own personal opinion. And that would include earmarking a percentage for Medicare so that stays in effect. But if you put all those numbers together, they know how much money they need, but also save the government a fortune. I think I read somewhere that was like $6 billion to run the IRS for a year. Maybe saving or $6 million. I don't know. It's a lot of money. But they would save that much money out of our budget every year by not having IRS. Done. And it also worked for corporations because as they're buying products, they got to pay taxes on everything they buy. It just makes it overall just smarter. Just my own personal opinion. Again, don't have to agree with me. Somebody posted, I could care less where and what you're having for a meal. Stop putting it on Facebook. I disagree because I'm on a weight loss journey and people ask me what I'm making, what I'm eating, that kind of thing. My friends do. And so I share stuff that I want people to, maybe if they want to ask for a recipe, I have it, that kind of thing. And like when we go out for anniversary, whatever, I'll share what I have for dinner for my anniversary. I mean, I'm not like my Instagram. I post a lot of food pictures because there I'm doing this. I'm doing the going all the way. My Facebook, not as much because my Facebook is my personal page where I know all 800 friends I have. Like I've met all of them. I know them all. I can tell you how I met them. Like it's not random people. But as far as my Instagram, I share food pictures because it's my weight loss Instagram. It's my personal Instagram, but I do my weight loss stuff on there. So yeah, I'm gonna share it. And if somebody doesn't like it, they have to follow me on there. That's what it is. Somebody said EBT food stamps should have stricter, more health-oriented regulations on what consumers can purchase with the government funds like WIC. My thought with this is that families will be more apt to purchase healthier options with the inability to purchase more junk and processed foods in moderation, of course, to set kids and adults alike for self-health success down the road. And the woman says, I am on the EBT program right now, so I'm unbiased one way or the other. Because obviously she felt everybody's like, well, you're not honest, you don't know. Because people get butthurt nowadays. Well, here's the thing. Years ago, I was on food stamps with my kids when I was a single mom. And one thing our program did that I thought was amazing was every summer we got vouchers for the local farmers market. So we could go to the local farmers market, and every month we could get like $60 or $80 of fresh fruits and vegetables. Which, when you go, oh wow, $80, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. But when you're going to a farmer's market where the prices are cheaper than a grocery store, and you can take $20 a week, I'd get my kids apples and pears and all kinds of fruits. And I didn't cook a lot of vegetables back then because my kids wouldn't eat them, so I kind of just didn't buy them. And because my son's autistic, a lot of what he ate was chicken nuggets. So yeah. He was obsessed with chicken nuggets. But yeah, so I thought it was a great program. And depending on where you live, I think there should be, if not giving them specifically vouchers, maybe just have a fruit and vegetable box delivered to the house. Everybody receives food stamps once a month or twice a month. And, work with local farmers who have surplus vegetables, maybe something that's like bruised or, not exactly what they would want to put out. Because there's lots of food that never sees a shelf because it's bruised or doesn't look good. Lots of grocery stores get rid of vegetables and fruits that are still in good condition, but because they're not perfect, they don't sell them. If the states would work with the grocery stores and the farmers year round, they could offer families, lettuce and cucumbers and squash and stuff like that, and it would be a great program. There's a company one of my friends uses up in New England, so if you're like in the New England area, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Misfit Foods, where you get those like dent, for lack of a better word, scratch and dent vegetables and fruits in a box every month, like for like $15. You get a whole big box of stuff, and I think it's a great. I think it's a great program. If we had it down here, I'd be all over it because I don't care if it's dented. I don't care if I got to scrape off a little bit if it doesn't look right. Like I don't care. But I think maybe doing some sort of like a monthly vegetable box or a fruit box or something like that that works with local grocery stores and farmers for stuff they wouldn't sell because of damage or whatever. I think that'd be a great option, and that way these companies can write off the food and know it's still getting used and it's not going to waste. And these families who can't afford the fresh fruits and vegetables can get them in their house. So I think that'd be a great option. Just my personal opinion again. Can't imagine anybody would have a problem with that. But my tattoos don't make me a deviant. Absolutely not. I don't have any tattoos. Personal choice. Has nothing to do with some moral code. Has everything to do with the fact I don't like needles and I don't like pain. My daughter has 2. My son has 2. Yeah, 2. My daughter has music notes on her ribs on the side, and she has a beautiful hummingbird on her back that is in memory of my aunt passed away. And my son has a Batman symbol for his friend that passed away in the Aurora shootings. And then he has some symbol thing on his shoulder that makes no sense. It'll probably get covered up later in life. But he was young and dumb and had money, so, But it's whatever. People do their things. Somebody said green olives are the worst thing in the world. Not really. I like them, but that do stuff with like jalapenos. I don't like them stuff with pimentos. It's just the thing. America should go to the metric system like the rest of the world. See, the part of me that knows how to measure in inches already is like, no, let's not change it. But the fact that we're like the only country that doesn't use the metric system, kind of feel like we just need to just get on with it and just do it. I think it'd be a lot of confusion for a lot of people for a really long time, but I think, we're the only country that doesn't use it. So maybe we should start working that direction. Just a thought. Yeah, so I think that's all of them. Anyhow, hopefully y'all don't unsubscribe to me because we disagree, because you know what, honestly, if we don't agree, I still absolutely respect you. We don't ever have to agree on anything. Like, that's not how life works. If everybody agreed on stuff, then nothing would ever get done. Because I'm probably not right in everything I think. I'm really probably not right. I'm just a person, and I make mistakes, and I make judgment calls after my life experience, and our life experiences are going to be different. And I think that's the thing that we need to start embracing in our country, is that we all have different life experiences. No two of us have been through the same thing. And it's kind of time that we realize that and start working together instead of against each other. Because back in the day when I was younger, back, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, someone would say something that you didn't agree with, you'd be like, you're an idiot, and keep on walking. They'd be like, yeah, well, so are you. You'd be like, that's all right. You move on. Like, that's how things were done. And this whole new movement of, oh, you don't agree with me, I'm going to get in a fight with you now. Like, that, it's not the way it's supposed to be. So anyhow, those are my unpopular opinions, and I bet you a lot of you disagree with me, and that's okay. So I will see you guys tomorrow with the things I love in August, and please forgive me if we don't agree. Just agree to disagree. Let's be people. Talk to you later. Bye.